Reader. And I'm here with Manji. And today we're going to talk about the books I'm reading this October. Yay! Manji is here because October is her birth month. She's turning 3 this year. And I'm very happy that we're going to celebrate that in a few days. Even when she was younger, she actually had parvo, and the doctor told us she won't last for the following 5 days. Like, the doctor told us that she was going to die, but she's still here and she's still strong. So yay, we're celebrating the 3rd birthday of Manchi this year. And yeah, but anyway, the books that I'm going to read this October will all be spooky-ish. So I'm not really a fan of horror, so we're going to read some thrillers. And for that, I'm again dividing my TBR into Netgalley arcs because I still have 100 to go still. And then we're going to read some audiobooks and of course some physical books. And to make it easier for me to decide on the books to read, we are going to utilize the favorite wheel of names. So earlier today, I wrote down all the books that I've been meaning to read that are thrillers and mysteries, just some spooky, I guess, very few horror books. And today we are going to see which books will be my picks for October. And of course we have Manji here, our guest. Very sad. Our guest for today's video. Okay, I'm back. I just placed Manji down because she wasn't feeling comfortable and I don't want to torture her. So yeah, I'm going to show you the wheel I have prepared earlier today, and the first one involves 13 Netgalley arcs. Earlier today, I actually wrote down the titles of the books, the arcs I have. I wrote down 13 titles and I'll be picking 5 for October. Though in September I was only able to successfully complete reading 3 of the 5 arcs I originally planned because I was not in the mood to pursue the other 2. It's my brand, I guess, now to create TBRs and not stick to them, but I still want to have a good option. And who knows, maybe I'll be in a better reading performance this October compared to September. Who knows? So yeah, now I'm going to shuffle the titles that we have here and let's proceed to let the wheel choose the books we're going to read now. Okay, so we have a winner. For the first one, we have Not Quite Dead by Dawn Sherling. Since I don't know much about the books, we'll be diving into it blind. But I guess I'll just be showing you guys the cover of the book as well as maybe 3 book tags that might give you an idea as well as me on what the book is about. So most of these books were released last year, and again I was in a Netgalley requesting spree without knowing how it would be like. So yeah, the first book is Not Quite Dead by Dawn Sherling. I don't know anything about the book, so please trust editing Ina to do the effort for you guys. Okay, so the next book I would be reading is The Shadow Writer. So this one was written by Eliza Maxwell. So here's what the book looks like, and here are some tags that might help you learn more about the book. Now for the third book we're going to read this month, we have okay. So the next that we have is Tell No One by Barbara Taylor Cecil. So I have some ideas, a little idea about this book. Going back to earlier today, I think this one has this pretty green cover. And I think I saw that this book was generally categorized as women's fiction, but when I read the blurb, I think it's a domestic thriller mystery-ish book. So, yeah. Now we have 2 more books to choose. So, let's spin the wheel again. Okay, so for our 4th title, we have 8 Lives by Susan Hurley. So, it was one of the earliest arcs I have been approved for. And I remember, Monchi, I tried to read it, but I don't know why I put it aside that moment. So, last one. Okay. So, the last arc I'm planning to read, I have to read for October is, okay, we have The Ghost Hunter's Daughter by Caroline Flaherty. And I think this one is the only horror book in my list. So, I'm so happy that we were able to squeeze in at least one horror book for the Netgalley arcs I'm going to read. So, in case I have a successful ebook reading behavior, I guess, we will be picking more along the way. Maybe I'll film a different video about that one. So those are all the Netgalley books that I'm going to read for October. Okay, now for the second part of my October TBR, we have the physical books. So these are, I think, the only thriller-ish books on my shelf, and I'll be showing them to you guys. So first we have here, okay. So first we have here My Husband's Wife by Jane Corey. I got it a few years back from book sale. I think I was able to buy this for like 20 pesos or 10 pesos. So which is just a few cents in US dollars. So this is number 1. Next we have The Perfect Nanny by Leila Simani. This was a recent purchase from Chapters and Pages. So is this one, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. We also have The Last Mrs. Parrish. I really want to read this one, so I hope the Wheel of Names will be nice to me and give this to me. The Perfect Stranger by Megan Miranda. And I also have another Lisa Jewell book. I got it, if I'm not mistaken, for 100 pesos in book sale. I think that's roughly $2. And then, lastly, Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I think this is kind of YA horror, if I'm not mistaken. And I won this as from a giveaway. This one is actually an arc of the book. So now let's give the power to the Wheel of Names. Let's see. Again, I will be shuffling these 7 books. My plan is to read just one book for October physically, because I'm feeling bad about the arcs that I haven't read yet. Imagine, it's been a year and they deserve my attention, but just in case, I would also like to pick another book. So let's do this. Okay, so the first physical book that I'm going to read for October is The Perfect Nanny. Okay, let's get that book. Where is it? Okay. This one. And then the last physical book that I'm going to read this October is... Ooh, okay. The last book would be Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So these are the two books. These are the two physical books that I'm going to read this October. So now we're down to the third category of the books that I'm going to read for this month. For audiobooks, all of you guys know that I only get my audiobooks from Scribd and nowhere else. It's my favorite audiobook provider. I really think that I get what I pay for with it. I get to listen to I guess 6 to 8 audiobooks in a month. If I'm not mistaken, I get charged $1.99 or $2.99, and that's a really, really great deal. So yeah, the only problem is, of course, the restrictions. And so for this October, I am limiting my TBR for 4 titles, and then in case I finish that, because I listen to audiobooks 2 times the speed, my reading is faster when I go for audiobooks compared to going for ebooks, which on the downside of it is I become more critical when I read books compared to just listening to it, because you know the ambience or the feel of a story has the power to really like change the way I see the book. So yeah. Now for this month, for October, I decided to write down 15 thriller horror titles, and we're going to pick 4 from the list. And then since I usually get to read like 6 to 8 books, I'll pick another 2 from the list that's still available, because again, Scribd has its own way of restricting access to titles, and I don't know which books would be available at the end of the month or after I consume 4 books. So yeah, we're going to do, just to make it easier, I guess, I still want to make it a part of the Wheel of Names journey. So again, I'm shuffling everything, and then so our target is to pick 4 books. Okay. So the first one I think is a like thriller. This one is Suicide House, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like YA contemporary thriller that is set in a boarding school, and I really love the creepiness of books that are set in boarding schools. So I hope it lives up to like the excitement that I'm feeling right now. Now for the second title, we have One by One. Yay! Okay, so One by One is a book written by Ruth Ware, and like she is one of the like recent authors that people like really recommend in terms of thrillers. So I have read The Lying Game a few months ago, and I like that. I hope One by One will be the same as well. I think this one is like a recent release, so that's nice. That's also another great thing about Scribd, because you get access to like the recent releases. Though it, of course, it affects like how many other books you can access if you like go for the popular ones, but I hope this book is worth that, slot for an audio. Okay, and the next one is Time Bomb by Joel Charbonneau. To be honest with you guys, I already have a first read for October, and it's Need by the same author, Joel Charbonneau. And it's just because I was looking for an audiobook to listen to earlier today when I was cooking a meal, so I just selected that, and I'll talk about Need at the end of the month. And it's also a YA contemporary thriller. So I'm happy with how Need is turning out, so I hope Time Bomb will give me the same feelings as well. Okay, so for the last book, we have one last book to read. Okay, so the last thriller I have here is Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McGinnis. And I'm really not sure if this book is classified as a YA thriller. I just saw it in my recommendations in Scribd and I included it in the list. But based on the few Mindy McGinnis books I have read before, I think I already read 2 or 3 of her works. She writes YA contemporary that's really dark and realistic, so it would really fit, the vibe for October. So that's it for the books that I plan on reading, thanks to the Wheel of Names. But I still have 3 books more. Oh, 4. I have 4 books more that I have to read for blog tours that I am participating on this October. And the first one is Golden Fury by Samantha Coho. I am participating in a blog tour hosted by the publisher Wednesday Books. Again, I'm very thankful for that. I'll be finishing that book this week as a part of the Kindle Clear Out Readathon. And then the next arc I'll be reading is Secret Ingredient. The Secret Ingredient by K.D. Fisher is a Carina Press title, so I don't know much about the book yet. I have a spot at the end of the month, so I'll be reading this one as well. And the only thing I know is, of course, with Carina Press, you can expect Happy Ever Afters or Happy for Now. So and of course, they offer modern, diverse romances, so I love that. The last 2 blog tours that I'll be participating in are, first we have The Silent Daughter by Kirsty Ferguson, and this one is a mystery contemporary thriller, and I'll be taking part of the blog tour hosted by Rachel's Random Resources for November, but I want to squeeze it in if I can this October, so that I'll be on track with my blog tour, so that I can create the reviews early on. I don't want what's happening now to me, where I have a big bunch of reviews to write and I haven't done any of them. I think I have about maybe 80 reviews to write or 60 reviews to write, and that's a lot. And my target is to finish writing reviews for all my 2020 reads before the year ends. The same way I did for all the years that I have been reviewing books. So yeah. And then the last book that I'll be reading for this month is I Hope You're Listening by Tom Ryan. And I'm part of the blog tour for this one through TBR and Beyond Tours. So thank you so much TBR and Beyond Tours for providing me the e-arc of this book. This is also a young adult thriller. I think this book is about a missing person, and it's one of my priority reads for this entire month because I think my tour stop is on the second week or third week of October. So that's it. In total, I'm targeting to read 15 books this October, and in comparison to my reading performance in the previous month, I think this is a doable goal. So I am really hoping that I get to read all of these books and maybe squeeze in some more titles so that I can really make October like a spook fest. It really takes very little to scare me. So I'm so excited that this month will be filled with scary reads. Let's see what will happen to my dreams. And I'm planning on doing some reading vlogs to take you with me on my journey in reading these books. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you are also planning to do like a spooky thriller theme for your October reading, and send me some recommendations, some suggestions, especially if you have titles on Scribd that you would like to recommend. If you have local horror books that you want me to read, because as you can see, I don't have any Filipino works here yet. Because I need more recommendations, and the only horror books I have are Trece, which I have read already, and yeah, also Vampires of Portlandia, which I have also finished for the weekathon. So if you have any horror thriller recommendation, please put it down in the comments, and we'll see if we can still squeeze them in on my October reading. So thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed. And you can also suggest some TBR games that I can do in the future to make my reading month interesting. I know I am a mood reader, but sometimes having this TBR games excite me and interest me, and also allow me to decide fully on the books that I'm going to read in a month. And I might not be 100% successful most of the time, but so far the reading, like hitting the titles that I plan on reading, are I think at the 60 to 80%, which is a success still, I guess. So yeah, again, thank you. I keep saying thank you, but yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you on the next one. Bye!